Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome back to Assassin's Creed. And I've got to say, it's kind of interesting how much, how much it was emphasized, the distance between you and the past.
Preparation is
Because,
crucial to your success.
like, as the series has progressed,
Archers and guards before confronting
when you're loading a game,
assassination
you would just appear in an Ezio's story. You would appear in Connor's story. You would appear in Cassandra's story. You wouldn't appear in the Animus and given the option to enter the game. As I'm starting up Assassin's Creed, it first begins with Desmond Miles inside the Animus, and then I choose to enter the Animus to play as Altair in the game. Thus emphasizing that disconnect. It emphasizes the fact that this is not reality, rather than making it as much of a stronger focus. But like, there's a lot that this game does to emphasize the fact that you are in a simulation, that you are playing a guy inside somebody else's mind. Which I find interesting when going back to, because as the series has progressed, the Animus part, especially once Desmond Miles gets pulled out, after Assassin's Creed 3, the Animus, well, essentially all but disappears, because, like with Assassin's Creed 4, you're basically just sitting in an office chair, plugged in that way. So the entire notion that you're playing as somebody who's playing as somebody takes a big step back when you don't even know I don't think you really even know the name of the character you're playing as in the real world of Assassin's Creed 4. You're just some like office lackey who's kind of like helping out with work, and then you're just kind of like walking around collecting PDAs. But we've done all the menial tasks in the poor district of Damascus, so now let's go in. Inform the local Assassins Guild of our success and how awesome we are.
Altair, it is good to see you, and in one piece. You as well, friend. I am sorry for your troubles. Think nothing of it. A few of your brothers were here earlier, in fact. Oof, if you'd heard the things they said, I'm certain you'd have slain them where they stood. It's quite all right. Yes, you've never been one for the creed, have you? Is that all? I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget myself. What business brings you?
They were just non-stop
A man
shit
named Tamir.
posting you.
Al-Muallim takes issue with the work he does. I meant to end it. I trust you have searched the area to better understand your enemy. Yes. Here's what I've learned. Tamir rules over the Souk El Salah. He makes his fortune selling arms and armor, and is supported by many in this endeavor. Blacksmiths, traders, financiers. He's the single largest death dealer in the land. And have you devised a way to rid us of this blight? A meeting is being arranged at Souk El Salah to discuss an important sale. They say it's the largest deal Tamir has ever made. He'll be distracted with his work. That's when I'll strike. Your plan seems solid enough. I give you leave to go.
You have learned everything you need to know and are pretty awesome. You have my permission
Let
to
Al-Muallim's work
assassinate.
be done. You may rest here until you are ready.
Okay. I will rest upon this rug that's situated in the corner for no particularly good reason. And excellent. The investigation is complete.
Altair, my friend.
Oh.
Something wrong? Has
No, no.
Tamir been delayed? Has he
I'm-
left the city? Everything is fine, Rafik. Ah, I see. Then why return so soon? Wait, do not answer. It is not for me to question your ways. I am certain no matter how strange your approach to this task, you will succeed.
I simply walked into the wrong room. Okay. Now let's get out of here. See about getting to that part of the city. Nope. Climb up slightly higher. Thank you. No one will notice these symbols painted into the rooftops. Alright, so I've got to go all the way over there. Apparently there's, I believe, some sort of beam that allows me to help... Oh, hello, what is that? That is nothing. There's some beam that'll help me enter that area to get a better vantage point. Though I suppose at this point I probably should say a little bit of a disclaimer. I will try my best, my duly best, to do a great job assassinating the Merchant King. But I realize, back in the day when I was playing this game for the first time, I also attempted to do as good of a job as I could. Assassinating whatever the assassination target was at the time. Sometimes I would succeed, sometimes I would not. And sometimes it would just end with myself, like, flailing around. With a sword. Hoping for the best. Where is my target?
Please, can't you spare something? I'm poor and sick and hungry. Please, sir, have any money? My family's sick and dying. Could you spare a few coins? No, please don't leave. Just a few coins, please.
This is kind of odd because I'm guessing I'm supposed to see this guy.
I'm so hungry. Just a little money, that's all. I beg of you, just a few coins, please. A few coins. All I ask is for a few coins.
But I seem to be stuck in this.
My family is sick and dying. Could you spare a few coins?
Nope. Aim for the ladder, sir.
I'm so hungry. Just a little money, I beg of you.
If you just have a look. I have no interest in your calculations. The numbers change nothing. Your men have failed to fill the order, which means I have failed my client.
We need more time.
This is the excuse of a lazy or incompetent man.
Ah, there's the Merchant King.
Neither.
What I see says otherwise. Now, tell me, what do you intend to do to solve this problem of ours? These weapons are needed now.
I see no solution. The men work day and night, but your client requires so much, and the destination. It is a difficult route.
Were it that you could produce weapons with the same skill as you produce excuses.
I have done all I can.
It is not enough.
Then perhaps you ask too much.
Too much? I gave you everything. Without me, you would still be charming serpents for coin. All I ask in
So then the
return was
big
you
question
fill the
becomes,
orders
who is
I
he
bring
supplying?
you, And you say I ask too much?
I believe the Templars? It's been a hot minute.
Disrespect me?
Peace, Tamir. I meant no insult.
Then you should have kept your mouth shut.
No! Stop!
Stop? I'm just getting started.
No!
And thusly this becomes the terror that is the Merchant King. The fact that he can just mercilessly
Came into my souk, stood before my men.
kill a man in the middle of the street
Me?
and not just get away with it, but nobody even does anything.
No. Leave the body. Let this be a lesson to the rest of you. Think twice before you tell me something cannot be done. Now get back to work.
Ah, damn it. That lasted for like 2 seconds.
Won't get away from me! Running! You cannot escape!
Alright, I guess eventually there we go. This is, This is probably the problem with, this game is, okay. So... apparently, nobody's allowed to climb ladders in this world. So, I screwed up. At the very least, this is the very first guy, so...
Be in peace.
You'll pay for this. You and all your kind.
It seems you're the one pays now, my friend. You'll not profit from suffering any longer.
You think me some petty death dealer, suckling at the breast of war? A strange target, don't you think?
I do think of you as a petty death dealer.
You believe yourself different, then?
Oh, but I am. For I serve a far nobler cause than mere profit. Just like my brothers.
Brothers?
Ah, but he thinks I act alone. I am but a piece. A man with a part to play. You'll come to know the others soon enough. They won't take kindly to what you've done.
Good. I look forward to ending their lives as well.
Such pride. It will destroy you, child.
Although even back in the day, it still was like... what kind of... like, what kind of conversation were you having upon... Yep, get over. Thank you. What kind of conversation were you having, like, upon this deathbed? Okay, I can't climb up there, because that is a curved surface. Especially if you're surrounded by it, like, if I had assassinated him correctly. Whoops, nope, I was not aiming for that. Get out of the haystack. Thank you. There we go. Like, what are those other guards doing, like, as you're having this strange, long conversation? Like, even back then when this game was new, it's like, what exactly is going on? If I had managed to find, like, a spot to, like, stab him with the hidden blade. But it does kind of create a situation in which your character interacts with the villain, and the villain attempts to explain themselves. And to be fair, it's like even Altair could say that he is not himself a petty death dealer, but somebody who does so for a nobler cause. Hello.
Has reached me of your victory, Altair.
I know,
My
like,
gratitude
no
and my
one,
respect.
well, no one would have known
Thank
that
you.
somebody
It is a
died
shame
of
that
note
other
in this
assassins
area.
continue to hold you in such poor regard.
Rafiq, I do not care what the others think of me.
But did you hear that they called you ugly and
As you
fat?
wish, Altair. You should bring news of your victory to Al-Malim. I'm certain he has more work for you to do.
And also clumsy?
Fast forwarding memory to a more
And
recent-
also, they were making fun of that time you decided you needed to climb a ladder. Only fools climb ladders. Climbing a ladder is a high-threat activity. I guess that's something I should take note of for later. Is that climbing a ladder is a high-threat activity. Oh, hello.
Machine, Mr. Miles. What's the matter, Doc? Miss Stillman is once again insisting I let you rest.
All right. Hello, Miss Stillmans. Excuse me. Also, what is up with your fancy, touchscreen pen?
So, feel like telling me who put the stick up his ass?
We have a deadline. 1 week. Well, 6 days now.
Deadline?
I can't talk about it.
Man, put yourself in my shoes. I'm being held hostage by a group of scientists, at least I think you're scientists, and forced to spend all day in some crazy-ass machine. You won't tell me what you're looking for or why you want it, but I'm supposed to be thanking you for keeping me alive. This is so fucked. Sorry, but it is.
What do you want me to do?
Let's see, I don't know. Maybe give me some answers?
I can't. And it's better this way. Safer.
Safer for who?
Both of us.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I've got a question I think you can actually answer.
What's up?
What's your
Why is
name?
it that sometimes the guys in there talk like they're from the future?
The future?
I mean the present. Now, today, whatever.
You've probably noticed that English has become the official language of the Holy Land.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
The Animus is translating speech it deems vital into more modern English, so expect a few anachronisms. I could probably make it more authentic, but... You ever read Chaucer?
Who?
Yeah, definitely not for you.
Yeah, I've read Chaucer. It's also not for me. It's you go back far enough, and you have to translate English into English just to make sense of it. Now, the more you study it, eventually you could be like, okay, I understand. But like, I still remember being in my class reading. And, apparently at one point we had to memorize a little bit of Chaucer to read it out loud, and people are like... And I remember somebody presenting their portion, and other people were laughing at the jokes, and I'm still thinking in my head, I can't really directly understand what the hell you're saying, people. This is too old English for me. I still have to be like, okay, what's the translated material?
Can you tell me more about Abstergo? What goes on here? Beyond the whole keeping me prisoner thing.
And the making of video games.
Abstergo is one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world. Their primary focus is antidepressants. There's some information on the computer over there.
But you already said this isn't about testing a drug. So what's the deal?
I don't like where this is going.
So it's safe to assume the Animus is not a part of their public face.
What, you haven't seen the commercials?
Oh my god. She has a sense of humor.
I'm sorry, Desmond. I've got a lot of work to do. Like I said, if you want to know more about the company, take a look at the computer.
I got a lot of touchpad-related stuff to go through. Alright, let's look at the computer. Let's see what we can learn about what Abstergo Pharmaceuticals was before they made video game. Why does she just say, go use the computer so you could look at my email? You said wind up like Leela earlier. What did you mean? Nothing. Go back to work. We have a deadline. Why do you sign your emails? It says right up top who it's coming from. Wow. What a jerk. I mean, I sign my emails because it's a personal thing. It makes the emails seem more personal. As a general reminder, all employees of Abstergo Industries are prohibited from discussing corporate policy, proceedings, and projects. In light of pending litigation, you're all reminded of sections 2.1 in your own Oh my god. Blah, blah. What would it be like to be human resource manager for a company of evil? Warren, found your access key pen again today out by the parking lot. You really need to start keeping it in your pocket instead of letting it hang off of your coat. Try and take better care of your things, Warren. Imagine if security had found it. They'd have shut us down for at least a day to reprogram all the computer access codes. Great. Leave it at my desk. Worry less about my things and more about making the Animus work. Thanks. What a jerk. Also, does anybody actually use the at symbol as the word at? Even back then? Was that something people did? Let alone in work emails. I'm just saying ever. Was that something people did? Alright, is Warren around to field questions? Or was she recommending that I use this computer? No. And then this would be his tablet, maybe? No, that's just his binder of things. Okay. Hold on.
Aren't you tired?
I suppose. Although, maybe Desmond should eat something? Okay, so I'm just going to be interacting with the bed.
Man, I can't even change my clothes.
Can't even take a shower. I'm so unclean. Also, again, it's still interesting how, like, you've got the security camera angles as... Wow, also, there's a lot of toilet paper rolls in this bathroom. You've got a toilet paper holder that holds 2 rolls of toilet paper at any given time, which itself is interesting. Plus, you've got a 3rd one as backup. Alright, let's go to sleep, wake up in the morning, and talk to, Alalim? It's...
Let's go, Mr. Miles. Time's wasting.
Also, who sleeps beneath the covers these days? That's so... Yeah, I suppose it's a lot easier just to have him...
Oh, don't worry. She'll be with us soon enough.
So why are you doing all this, Doc? What are you hoping to accomplish?
You turned the television on lately? Read the newspaper?
Never cared much for that stuff.
Then, let me sum it up for you. The world's a mess. It's pathetic, really. You've seen it firsthand yourself. 1,000 years between you and your ancestor, and society remains just as barbaric, just as stupid.
And your point is...
Order, Mr. Miles. The world needs order. That is what we're working towards, and that is what you're helping us to achieve.
You expect me to believe you're building a better tomorrow?
That's exactly what we're doing. The human race calls out for direction. They want to know why they're here, what they're meant to do. Well, we're going to tell them. And once they understand how to live their lives, everything will be better.
Better how?
An end to all conflicts, large and small. Isn't that what you assassins strive for? Peace in all things?
I told you, I'm not an assassin.
Right.
I'm just a bartender.
I still don't
barkeep.
see where I fit into things.
In time, Mr. Miles. In time, you'll understand. Or you won't. I don't care either way, as long as you show us where it is.
Where what is?
Where what is?
Sorry I'm late. Ready to go?
Yes, we are.
Now, have I talked about... I probably have already talked about the Assassin's Creed movie during my Odyssey playthrough, so I'm probably not going to touch too much about it. But, like, a lot of the dialogue...
Stop screwing around and lie down on the Animus.
Nope, I need to walk around right behind you. A lot of the story is from the movie is based around this game. Can I talk to you? Because it's all about finding the Apple of Eden. Like, it's all about Abstergo trying to find the apple, to create order. And even though, like, Warren wears his desires on his sleeve, his dialogue is still not even half as bad as some of the dialogue okay, his dialogue is still not as bad as the villain of the movie. But then a lot of things are really bad about the Assassin's Creed movie.
Rooftops and into structures is a
Like,
useful way to create
almost everything.
You've done well, Altair, and I'm confident that this is but the first of many successes.
I am pretty
Knew
awesome.
you well. He implied my work had a larger meaning.
Significance comes not from a single act, but the context within which it is performed. The consequences born of it.
Then is there more I need to know?
Altair, your greatest failure was born of knowing too much. If I choose to withhold information, it is only to ensure you do not make the same mistake a second time.
I see.
So, it's a good thing to keep me ignorant?
Until you've learned your lesson. Still, you have performed competently, and as such I restore a rank and will return a piece of your equipment.
Is it my ability to counterattack?
Either to Akka or Jerusalem.
Probably not.
There are men in both cities who require your attention. The Bureau leaders can tell you more about what needs to be done.
Yeah, and I forgot the fact that the game kind of, like, gives you direction to choose. Counterkill! Fantastic! But yeah, I can go to one of the other two cities regardless of order.
Altair, it seems my students do not fully understand what it is to wield a blade. Perhaps you could show them what you know.
Did you only record the one line? Oh, man. There we go. Take that.
The work of a master.
Now I don't have to do any actual fighting anymore. I can just counter my way to victory. Let us exit this tutorial and start making our way.
Busy. I understand.
I'm a very busy man. I've got so much things to redeem. Also, I think it's worth pointing out that at least, regardless of everybody's interpretation of you, the weapon tutorial guy still thinks that you're cool. Like, he still respects you and your skills. Like, you show up to the Assassin's Guild in the poor district of Damascus, and the guy's like, oh, like, there are other assassins who came in here earlier. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna have to take his word that there were other assassins who came in earlier, and this isn't just his opinion. Like, the whole thing, oh, did you hear what some other anonymous folk have said? They said, oh, look at that Altair fellow. Such a jerk. Such a butthole. And then you're like, sure, other assassins, and not you, leader of the Assassin's Guild here. Also, I like the fact that everybody on these benches sat down in unison, because that's when their AI and behavior patterns loaded in. But for now, let us ride down the mountain. We're gonna cut this up a little bit because there really isn't much interaction to go on our way down, except for climbing a bunch of towers. I'm probably just gonna pick the closest city and then work my way in there. because apparently you can't just walk into a town. You've got to sneak your way in. Also, riding your horse at a gallop is considered high profile, because in this town, there are designated horse speed limits. Also, I'm probably being chased by somebody. So, I'm just gonna run past this guy, climb this ladder, hope nobody notices me. Or at the very least starts throwing rocks at me, because that's when things become more problematic. But yeah, like, it's interesting, like, how many ways Altair can just become a suspect, become chased down by the enemy, that are seemingly innocuous, that are seemingly just like, okay, why has he made everybody upset? Why is riding your horse slightly faster such a dangerous thing? Why is climbing a ladder nearby such a dangerous thing? I'm just gonna take this horse. I don't know where my horse went, but that is fine. But then again, like, this was the first game, so it created the entire idea of how stealth would work. Now I'm going to blend in. No one notices me. They're like, wow, look at that man going incredibly slowly in his horse. He's minding horse-related speed limits. Everybody knows that the only legal speed to ride a horse is at, like, 1 mile a day. But it's also interesting to note that, oh, nope, nope. Get back on the horse. Am I supposed to go up or stay this level? It's just interesting to know that even though, like, the guards way back there got upset at me, like, not every guard gets upset just because they see me. They're not like, hey, this guy really broke the horse-related speeds. We're gonna have to stab him right now. Excuse me, sir. Master of stealth. No one saw me make such amazing moves. But then again, like, I believe, like, a war is going on at this time too, so maybe I'm also being highly critical at the same time. Because there's the whole Crusades thing. So people are probably on edge anyway. They're like, oh my gosh, look at that man blazing through here on a horse. He's one of them. Now, don't believe you were actually able to... Where are those guys going? You were able to do any stealth kills from haystacks yet. That's for a future Assassin's Creed. Who can see me? Oh, they can see me. Sorry, taking your horse. Notice how they specifically go, like, kill the assassin, not kill the horse thief? Even though seemingly, I haven't actually killed anybody on my way down here. I've just stolen horses. But hey, they can't allow the crime of horsing around to go unchecked. Also, I'll try not to be too repetitive in regards to my criticisms of this game. So this is probably going to be the last time I mention more specific things like horse-related crime and ladder-related injustice. If other things come up as I'm playing the game, then I'll mention that too. But it's very clear that this, like, the way that they expect you to play this game, is very dated in regards to what Assassin's Creed would eventually become. Excuse me, folks. Just a scholar making my way over to the side of the building so I can get this flag. And also collect this viewpoint. I'll grab the other viewpoints on my way over to Jerusalem. But for now, I shall head into Acre. Maybe try to get into the city. And then call it a night. Oh my, oh. No, get out of the haystack, you son of a... Okay, so this is going to be the last time I mention about haystack-related crimes.
Selecting the hidden blade during fight will allow you to quickly dispatch an enemy you've thrown to the ground.
Oh. Okay. That is good to know, because there have been quite a few enemies I've thrown to the ground and then just kind of hacked and slashed a bunch. See, these guys seem okay with me. Are you okay with me running? Oh, I'm just running over some dead bodies here. I didn't even notice you were there, sirs and madams. Why, hello. Would I definitely do you this kindness? There we go. Take that. And that. And then this guy just saw me, like, just murder 3 guys in a row. And he's like, I'm still gonna try. Nope. Oh, how rude. There we go.
Thank you, my boy. I only wish my sons were half as brave as you. I'll see to it that they hear this tale and know what it is to be a true hero.
Okay. Excuse me, I'm just gonna join you. Definitely a scholar. Who knows? The criminal must be miles away by now. There's no way you'd be able to figure out the solution to this crime. Truly, that is the master detective at work. Just look at the dead body and ask anybody nearby, even if there's nobody nearby. Who did this? Who was the murderer? Oh, sorry, scholar. You can pass. Still, at the very least, they do appreciate an education around these parts. It is a nice, easy way to climb up to this. Nope, that is not the way. Nope, a little bit, there we go. So where Damascus was very tan, it's a very beige city. This is a very gray city. Although I think I'm going to stop here for the night. Otherwise, we got some more Quantum of Solace for the PlayStation 2 coming up tomorrow. Under a Killing Moon, Saturday, Sunday. Red Dead 2, Monday, Tuesday. Got any suggestions for someone to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.